it's Clyde at Vibrant Soap, and I'm going to fasten my seat belts because this fragrance really accelerates. So it's a fairly simple color scheme, and I think you can do this with just about any color. It's just basically black, white with the addition of another color, in this case blue. So again, I don't have white paint, so I'm just going to make a little area right there to signify that I'm going to also have white in this soap and black. So I'm going to use a little bit of black because I don't like the idea that the black color tends to bleed when people wash using that soap. I'll be using activated charcoal for that part, and I just want just enough black to be sort of an accent, and black is really good at accentuating other colors too. So I'm going to have more of an intense blue, I think. But there you go, just black, white, and blue in this case. So I've made this soap called Lather Jacket using the fragrance Leather Jacket from Nature's Garden, and every time I've made it, it really accelerates. There is actually a warning that this particular fragrance does accelerate. So every time I make it, I try to alter the recipe so that it slows it down somewhat, and it still accelerates. But I'm getting closer to being able to work with it better and better. So that's the reason why I'm repeating the making of this soap, is to just see what things you can do when you know you have a fragrance that accelerates on you. So I'll be adding some of the colors and the fragrance. I'll be adding that at the last moment to try to be able to work with the soap and not complicate matters. So let's get started. Alright, so some of the things that I'm going to do to slow down the acceleration is to continue with my addition of kaolin clay and the milk, because it's not a hard, fast rule. You have to kind of pay attention to what your ingredients do for you, what your temperatures do for you, all these things, what fragrances you use. But I found that when I use these other additives that don't saponify, that is, they don't solidify with the lye process, that it actually helps to slow down the acceleration. So that's what I'm going to do. So right now I'm going to add my blended clay and milk. Okay, so I've added my shea butter now. Glad I remembered that. Get the bubbles out. I'm also soaping at a slightly lighter, lower temperature. I'm going to be using a little bit more water, and all these things are aimed to slow down the acceleration. Check the temperature, 87. That's going to be good because the lye is about the same temperature. So let's get the lye in there, and I'm also thinking about what I'm going to be doing next. The next steps, I don't want to hesitate because time is precious when you're trying to beat acceleration. Okay, there's no lingering oil at the top, so that's when I'm going to stop. Okay, so let's see what we're going to do here. I'm going to leave enough of the soap batter in the glass bowl to do my white. So this is going to be blue. This is going to be for my black. I'm not going to have quite as much because I don't want a lot of black in there. And the rest is going to be white. So let's see, the first thing I'm going to do is the blue. Notice I haven't put my fragrance in yet because that's the culprit in this acceleration. Leather Jacket. Leather Jacket is the name of the fragrance. Lather Jacket is the name of the soap. And let's see. I really wanted that for the black, so that's going to be more. This is going to be black, so let me add the black to that. I think I've learned that the black really that causes some acceleration too, because I think it's because the charcoal absorbs a lot of liquid. And here's the white. Let's mix that a little bit. White first. And the more I can mix this, so I'm going to mix this more with the spatulas before I do the blending, the slower the acceleration process will be. I'd like that a little bit more blue. That's better. Get my mold ready. I'm going to also do an in the pot swirl, because you really don't have time to do fancy swirls like a hanger swirl when you have a fragrance that's going to accelerate. So let me get this a little bit out of the way, get everything ready to go. I'm going to blend these first a little before I add the fragrance. So when you agitate the soap anymore, when it has an accelerating fragrance, you're not doing much to slow down the process. Alright, so now I'm going to add the fragrance, and this is where I get a little bit shaky because I know it's going to saponify really quickly. So put the most in there, some in there. It's a real thick fragrance too, so okay, let's okay, so let's get the bubbles out and do some pouring. Yep, thickening up already, but so far so good. Okay, in the pot swirl, let's start with the blue first. Pour that in from a high and a little bit low. I'm not gonna save any for the top because by the time I get the top on, it'll be solidified. So may as well just get it all in there. This is, I would have liked this to be a little bit more black. So I'll add a little bit of black oxide to that. I can see that I'll have a little bit of time to work. It's still workable too, so that's great. I don't want to add any more black, I don't think, because I don't want it to bleed. Get that in there. I think this is going to work. Or maybe I shouldn't say that until I actually have it in the mold, but from my past experience, this is a lot more fluid at this point in time than it has in the past. And give this 1, 2, 3 swirls. Oh yeah, it's solidifying. But we're still good to go. Get that in the mold. See, it's kind of lumpy, but that'll be okay. Oh, I'm happy now. Let me pound this down. Have time to do a little bit of something to the top. Look at that, how thick it is. Alright. So there's this version of Lather jacket, and I'm so glad I got it in the mold. Thanks for watching, and we'll have a cutting video following this one. So thanks again, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Okay, I let this sit for a couple days, just to make sure that it was hard enough. I added more liquid so that it would slow it down, so it still makes it overall set up a little more slowly, even though the fragrance accelerates at the very beginning. And this is this swirl is a result of it just having to be poured and mixed really quickly, so it has its own little thing that happens just because it sets up so fast. But people seem to like it. So it's sort of marbled, sort of galactical. And then I'm going to go ahead and make another couple loaves of this one that I probably won't video just because it's basically the same thing. Though thank you, somebody made a comment when I said I was going to be making the soap and told me to try using extra virgin olive oil, and I knew that, and I just thought, why, I haven't even applied that to this soap, because it doesn't saponify as quickly as regular olive oil. So definitely going to give that a try, and thank you whoever made that comment. Actually, tell me again when I show this video who you are so I can give you a shout out. So amazing how realistic this leather scent is too. Like that one. My future plans is to make some more molds, silicone molds. Just some ideas I have that I don't see the molds out there. So I recently made my first silicone mold. It was more like a matte to add a nice texture, and I really like how it turned out. And now I'm not afraid of using it anymore. Okay, that's it. Let me leave you with this one and tell you again how nice it is that you tuned in. And we'll see you again real soon. This is Clyde at Vibrant Soap. And you take care. Bye.